Hey, Vinyl Community, Jeff here. Just wanted to show an item that I picked up the other day. And I'm curious on your take, on what you would think. I know everybody has different opinions on damaged products. I personally, if the product that I'm actually buying, in this case vinyl records, if the record is not damaged, I don't necessarily care about the packaging. Some people are a little more... they are wanting it to be new. I'm not too worried about it. But anyway, this is one, and I look at it and I'm like, it's just the packaging, but the price is amazing. So what would you think? This is a box set. Now, box sets, are expensive. And so anytime I can get a box set for a discount, if the contents are fine, I'm going to go with it. So this is the Overkill, the Atlantic years. And as you can see, the bottom of the box is ripped. Now, the thing that I noticed about this, if you look at the album, I checked the albums are fine. The box set, if it were full size, has a good gap in there. Like a good double album gap in there. Was it with the intent of inserting it? I mean, it doesn't, usually box sets don't have, it's just, there it is. It's got a big gap in there. So put a little pressure on that and boom, it rips it to match the album. So anybody else have a problem with their box sets where the records don't quite fit and it's leaving too much space and therefore weakening the potential integrity of that? I can tell that it looks right across the top here. It looks like something leaned against the box, which would put the pressure to rip the bottom. Now, the bottom's not totally ripped through. The records inside are perfect. There's no issue with any of the records. They are all brand new. So that's the main thing. I'm not playing the box. So the box itself is got the damage. But it's not ripped all the way through. And I am pretty sure I could put a piece of tape on there and make that reinforce itself. But anyway, what are your thoughts? Would you buy something damaged? It was more than half off. I've had the box set on my wish list since probably it came out. I don't have any Overkill in my collection as far as vinyl at all. One of those bands that I kind of missed. I mean, I heard about them. Never really followed them back in the day, in their heyday. So when I, got back into vinyl, they weren't one of my go-tos bands that I jumped on. I hear Ron Haggerty talks about them all the time. So that brought me back to, I should really consider them because they are the kind of thrash metal that I like. The clean thrash metal, the not so aggressive vocal sounds. I like the more melodic singing, the Anthrax, the Overkill. So I do like them, and I have most of their stuff digitally. Over the years I've acquired that. I may even have some CDs. But I just had never bought any of the vinyl records. And so this is one way to grab 6 albums at one swoop. It doesn't have their first album, which was on Megaforce, but it's got the follow-up 6 albums from Atlantic Megaforce. So honestly, with the gap that's in this box, I could go out and buy the first album and slap it right in there and it would probably fit fine. So what are your thoughts, though? Like I say, I'm not too worried about it. I don't collect the boxes. The box is just what brought me the package to begin with. I'm going to give this a quick tape up. I bet you I can repair this. 1 second. Let me see what we got here. All right, there you go. Reinforce it with some tape. It holds it open now. It would be nice if I could put something in here to keep that spread going. But that would impede the albums being put back in here. Anyway, in the end, the cover just has to hold the albums, and even then I could take them out and put them on the shelf individually. But there you go. You can see now, though, with this put back like it was, there's a gap there. There's a gap there. So I think what I'm going to do is go track down the first album, stick it in there. And maybe that was intended to be the case all along. I don't know. But there is a good amount of space in this box. You could probably put another 2 or 2 albums in here if they're thin like this. Anyway, your thoughts? Would you have bought it? I bought it because, again, it was half price. It made these 6 albums very, very cost effective. I forget exactly. It was, somewhere in the $10 to $12 an album ends up being. Anyway, your thoughts? What do you think? I'm not a problem with it, and I bought it. So anyway, that's it for this one, though. Thanks a lot for watching. Love to hear your input. Comment below. See you later. Rock on and rock hard.